These are tangible results of development projects, our developing member countries' main building blocks in addressing their development concerns and challenges. Block by block, these projects, when properly implemented and timed, propel progress, growth, and better quality of life. Our development partners in Asia and the Pacific use projects to close important and critical performance gaps in education, health, basic infrastructure, telecommunications, urban transport, energy, poverty and income inequality, unemployment, flood control, and strengthening the private sector. Today, projects have become more and more complex as our world continues to balance the rising population and expectations on one side against the dwindling food reserves and natural resources on the other. Over the years, developing member countries or DMCs and ADB learned so much about projects. We learned by co-creating, partnering, experiencing, reflecting, sharing, and documenting our practices and results. We know now that to do it well, projects should arise from genuine needs of stakeholders who are the most to gain or at a loss in a transformative change, alleviate poverty inclusive of women and other marginalized sectors, involve wide participation in the planning process, be innovative, robust, and deliver its promises and sustain its impact, be within the capacity of our DMCs and their entities to execute and complete in transparent and efficient ways, and increase our DMC's local capacity and self-reliance. Projects with our sectoral focus affect the lives of people in so many different ways. Systematic information gathering, conceptual analysis, and most importantly, involvement of the stakeholders in this process are critical for achieving results. ADB provides guidelines for the application of ADB's design and monitoring framework approach to facilitate this analytical and planning process. Welcome to our e-learning on preparation of design and monitoring framework, or DMF, from here onwards. With this e-learning, we would like to share with you our experiences and eventually empower you and your agencies to create and plan new projects based on the recent best practices in results-based management. Why? Because development interventions affect the lives and future of many, many people, like you and me. It is about time that we, frequently the object of interventions, should now plan, participate, facilitate, and even commit ourselves to various development interventions. This e-learning is for you, whether you belong to a development or donor agency like ADB, nonprofit organization like NGO, civil society or private sector organization, are a private contractor, a service provider, or even as a freelance consultant or trainer. The e-learning will provide you with an effective project planning process, instrument to describe the proposed project that is acceptable to potential partners and donors, and practical ways to move forward. This will empower you to gather competencies in planning, facilitating, and participating in development interventions, particularly those with ADB's assistance. We will equip you with the DMF, a results-based instrument for analyzing, conceptualizing, designing, implementing, monitoring, and evaluating projects. It structures the planning process and helps communicate essential project information to stakeholders in efficient and easy-to-read format. ADB's approach to DMF distinguishes between the process and the product. The process refers to the steps involved in designing a project, stakeholder analysis, problem and objectives analysis, and results chain analysis. The results of the DMF process are then summarized and presented in a matrix format, referred to as the Design and Monitoring Framework. Our DMF e-learning is based on the application of the Logical Framework, or LOGFrame, used by bilateral and multilateral development agencies. We will present it to you in 10 small learning sessions in 3 modules. The modules and sessions are: Introduction, this session. First, Situation Analysis. Stakeholder Analysis, Problem Analysis. Second, project identification, objectives analysis, results chain analysis. Third, the DMF matrix, narrative and summary statement, assumptions and risks, performance indicators and targets, sources of data. Closing. Each module will require 4 to 10 minutes. They will each define the terms, show the procedures, provide examples, and offer tips and best practices. You can move forward or backward, pause and repeat the videos at any time. Each session will offer you with the transcripts, handouts, examples, and templates. A glossary will be available to define the terms and show the acronyms throughout the tutorial. On completion, you will be required to do a 10-question quiz. Finally, you may print or save our specially crafted certificate for you to keep. Before you begin, consider the following learning tips. Do not rush. Learning is fun and there should be no pressure. Take the sessions in sequence. They build up on each other. Though this is possible, avoid doing the entire learning in one sitting. Practice what you learn. Try and apply what you have learned in each session. For example, after the problem analysis session, why not construct a simple problem tree from a personal concern, like helping my daughter complete her MBA degree, etc.? A group matters. When applying the procedures in each session, assemble a brainstorming group, say with 5 or more members. Clarify the procedures and then encourage everyone to take one step at a time. In the MBA example, you may have your daughter, 2 classmates, 1 friend, your wife and her brother as a group. Use cards for brainstorming. Capture all ideas using cards. A video on how to use the cards is included in this tutorial. Finally, you are free to surf the internet for completed projects where both the description, the one-page DMF, and if you are lucky, even the evaluation reports can be downloaded. This will give you fresh and detailed experience in formulating and facilitating better DMFs in the future. Thank you. Let us now begin with the stakeholder analysis.